On the 24th of August 2001, an Airbus A330 Toronto, bound for Lisbon.
Minutes later, the situation became critical. The right engine had failed. The crew scrambled to manage the crisis, but there was more to come.
As the seconds ticked by, the left engine sputtered. Both engines had failed, and the Airbus became a glider.
The Airbus drifted down through the vast, empty sky. With no engines, the pilots had to rely on their training.
The Airbus drifted down through the vast, empty sky. With no engines, the pilots had to rely on their training.
Their only hope was Lajes, a small airbase on the Azores. With no power to reach a major airport, they had to glide over. As the aircraft neared Lajes, the tension was palpable. The pilots had to land without engines, relying solely on their training and precision.
One hard. Thanks to the crew's expertise, all 306 people aboard survived. The incident would go down in aviation history.
Transat Flight 236 taught the world a powerful lesson.
Both engines have failed.
The crew must now glide the plane. Their options are limited, and time is running out.
The aircraft begins its descent. Without engine power, it must rely on its wings to stay aloft.
They chart a course toward Lajes Air Base, 100 miles away. A narrow window of opportunity.
The aircraft is descending rapidly, with no power to sustain flight. The glide path is crucial.
They must glide. There is no turning back. The crew commits to reaching Lajes with precision.
For the passengers, the cabin remains calm. Most are unaware of the severity of the situation.
The ram air turbine is deployed, providing minimal power to critical systems. It's a small lifeline.
Every second feels like an eternity. The crew's focus never wavers as they glide toward their only hope. The runway at Lajes is in sight, but the challenge is far from over. The final moments are the most critical.
The pilots prepare for the final approach. No engines, no backups. It's all about precision now.
The descent continues, calculated with careful precision. The glide path is almost complete. Lajes Air Base is in sight. But there's still a long way to go before the aircraft can touch down safely.
The crew's experience shines through as they make final adjustments, calculating the perfect landing speed.
The moment arrives. The wheels hit the runway, the plane skids slightly, but it's on solid ground. The pilots engage the brakes, bringing the aircraft to a controlled stop. The relief is palpable.
The aircraft has landed. Now, the passengers begin to evacuate, safe but shaken by the experience.
The crew takes a moment to assess their actions. The crisis has passed, but the gravity of what just happened settles in.
The aftermath of the incident sends ripples through aviation safety. New procedures are put in place, but the legacy of Flight 236 remains.
The crew of Air Transat Flight 236 are hailed as heroes. Their calm under pressure saved over 300 lives.
In the wake of the emergency, an investigation begins. What caused the fuel leak, and how could it have been prevented? The investigation reveals a fractured fuel line caused by a maintenance error, a small mistake that led to a catastrophic failure.
The investigation finds that an outdated part was installed, leading to an unsafe condition. This is the critical failure point.
Despite the failure, pilots' training allowed them to maintain control. Their response in the face of disaster was textbook. As a result of Flight 236, new safety regulations were implemented to prevent similar failures in the future.
Crew training is revamped to ensure that pilots are prepared for emergencies like this one, with a focus on engine failure and gliding procedures.
Data from the flight is thoroughly analyzed to better understand the sequence of events leading up to the failure.
The public's response is mixed. Many are in awe of the crew's bravery, but questions about the safety of air travel are raised.
The investigation concludes with a final report. A tragic accident avoided through expert handling and quick thinking.
The crew, though celebrated as heroes, must now face the psychological toll of the emergency. The pressure, the tension, it's a heavy burden to carry.
The crew receives therapy to process the emotional and psychological weight of the flight.
It's not just a technical crisis, it's a human one.
For the passengers.
The flight was an unforgettable experience. Some report feeling intense fear.
Some passengers suffer from survivor's guilt, struggling with the what-ifs and the could-have-beens.
Family members of the crew and passengers also face their own challenges. The relief of reunion is tempered by the emotional toll.
Agents. Over time, the emotional scars begin to heal. Both crew and passengers find ways to move forward.
The investigation into the fuel leak begins. Experts dive into the data, trying to understand how a small error led to such a massive crisis.
In response to the incident, new safety protocols are introduced. Fuel systems are revamped to prevent similar leaks.
Maintenance procedures are thoroughly revised. Enhanced checks and balances are implemented to prevent errors like the one that led to the incident.
Glider training is now a mandatory part of pilot certification. Crews learn how to glide the plane in emergencies, preparing them for the unthinkable. Crew resource management training is enhanced, emphasizing teamwork, decision-making under stress, and maintaining clear communication. Airlines review and revise their emergency protocols. Every airline now takes a closer look at its safety measures.
Technology advances rapidly. New sensors and alarms are integrated into aircraft systems to detect fuel leaks earlier.
Communication systems are revamped. New, more reliable methods of communication between the crew and air traffic control are put in place.
Flight 236 serves as a stark reminder that aviation safety is a shared responsibility. The entire industry takes steps forward.
The legacy of Flight 236 has created a new era of aviation safety. The lessons learned continue to save lives.
As the story of Flight 236 captured the world's attention, documentaries and films were created to share the tale of survival and resilience.
Books were published, diving deep into the flight story, examining the lessons learned from this harrowing experience.
The crew received numerous awards for their bravery, including recognition from aviation organizations and safety committees.
Public tributes poured in, with people from around the world thanking the crew for their quick thinking and calm under pressure.
Flight 236 inspired an entire generation of pilots, engineers, and aviation enthusiasts to take safety protocols more seriously.
The survivors of Flight 236 reflect on their experience, grateful to be alive but forever impacted by the events of that day.
Flight 236 is now used as a case study in aviation schools, teaching students how to respond to engine failures and emergencies.
Governments worldwide tightened regulations surrounding flight safety. The lessons from Flight 236 became a foundation for improved aviation laws.
The incident led to significant advancements in aircraft systems, including new technologies designed to prevent similar failures.
Air Transat Flight 236 had a profound impact on aviation safety culture globally. It highlighted the importance.
Social media quickly became a platform for people to share their thoughts and reactions, with tributes and messages of gratitude flooding in.
Survivors share their stories, providing first-hand accounts of what it was like to be on that flight.
Though they were hailed as heroes, the emotional toll on the crew was profound. They carried the weight of the lives they saved.
For many, Flight 236 became a symbol of human strength and the resilience of the spirit, a story that would never be forgotten.
Some of the crew went on to become aviation safety experts, using their experience to train others and prevent similar incidents.
Years later, some passengers met the crew again, thanking them for their role in saving their lives. The bonds formed in crisis are unbreakable.
Airlines and air travel companies worldwide reevaluated their procedures. The story of Flight 236 pushed the entire industry toward greater accountability.
The bravery of both the crew and passengers was acknowledged with a permanent tribute in aviation history.
Flight 236 helped usher in a new era of aviation safety. Its legacy continues to shape how the industry operates today.
Flight 236 continues to be used in training simulations, with pilots and engineers worldwide studying its lessons.
Modern safety protocols, born from Flight 236's lessons, are tested in real-world scenarios to ensure they save lives. Aircraft manufacturers continue to improve design, from fuel systems to emergency systems, inspired by the lessons of Flight 236.
Despite the incident, air travel has become safer, with passengers now more aware of the robust safety measures in place.
The legacy of Flight 236 lives on in every new aircraft, in every pilot's training.
The crew, passengers, and the lessons learned from Flight 236 will never be forgotten. They will continue to save lives.
As we look to the future, the legacy of Flight 236 ensures that aviation safety will always be the priority.
Through tragedy, we learn. Through courage, we grow.
And so, the story of Flight 236 comes to a close.
February 13, 2025, Air India Flight 101 takes off from Delhi. Everything seems normal as passengers settle in for a routine flight.
The flight proceeds smoothly, cruising at 35,000 feet. The crew remains focused, and the passengers are comfortable. But then, a strange vibration is felt throughout the plane. The crew notices unusual readings from the engines.
The aircraft's primary engine begins malfunctioning. The backup engine soon follows, leaving the plane with limited power.
The captain and co-pilot exchange worried glances. Passengers remain unaware of the looming danger.
With both engines failing, the pilots send out a mayday call to air traffic control.
Air traffic control's voice crackles over the radio, guiding the pilots towards emergency landing options.
The South Asian male and female pilots face a tough decision. The nearest major airport is miles away. They opt.
The aircraft begins its descent. The tension in the cockpit is palpable. With limited power, the pilots brace for an emergency landing on an unfamiliar runway.
As the plane nears the ground, it shakes violently. The plane's systems are barely holding together.
The pilots struggle to maintain control. The aircraft is heavy, and the airstrip is too small for a safe landing.
The airstrip comes into view. The pilots focus intensely, knowing they have one shot at this.
The landing gear is deployed, and the plane drops lower, barely missing trees on either side of the runway.
The wheels hit the tarmac with a harsh jolt. The plane skids across the runway, struggling to stop. The aircraft comes to a stop, just short of the airstrip's end. The crew breathes a sigh of relief.
The crew quickly opens the doors and evacuates the passengers to safety. The tension is finally broken.
Emergence crews rushed to the scene, checking for any injured passengers. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
The actions of the flight crew saved everyone on board. Their calm under pressure was nothing short of heroic.
An investigation is launched to determine the cause of the engine failures. The airline promises to get to the bottom of it.
While the aircraft is towed away for inspection, the world watches in disbelief.
What happened to Air India Flight 101?
News outlets from around the globe report on the emergency landing. Air India's crisis is now front-page news.
A team of investigators arrives at the scene, gathering critical evidence to determine the cause of the malfunction.
Aviation experts provide insight into the complexity of the emergency landing, calling it a rare and fortunate event.
Air India's CEO addresses the media, assuring passengers that all necessary steps are being taken to ensure safety.
Passengers who were on the flight share their stories of fear and relief, praising the flight crew's calm under pressure.
The flight crew, Captain Sandeep Kumar and First Officer Anjali Redry, are hailed as heroes for their quick thinking.
As the investigation continues,
Engineers focus on the engines to uncover the root cause of the malfunctions.
After days of testing, investigators determined that faulty wiring caused the engine failure, a rare but serious problem.
Air India announces a fleet-wide review and begins implementing new safety measures to prevent future failures.
The airline introduces new safety measures for all crew members to ensure better response times in emergencies.
Aviation authorities from around the world examine Air India 101's emergency landing and use the incident as a learning tool.
Despite the scare, Air India's swift action and transparency help restore public confidence in their safety procedures.
Passengers who were on board continue to share their personal stories of how they remained calm or helped each other during the emergency.
Airlines worldwide review their safety measures, inspired by the lessons learned from Air India Flight 101.
Media outlets continue to cover the unfolding investigation, with updates coming in regularly.
With public attention focused on the airline, the pressure to resolve the issue quickly increases.
Initial findings from the investigation are made public, outlining what went wrong and how it was handled.
Air India publicly takes responsibility for the mechanical failure and vows to prevent future incidents.
While some skepticism remains, the airline's transparency and prompt action go a long way in rebuilding its reputation.
The full investigation reveals that a wiring issue led to a short circuit, causing both engines to fail simultaneously.
New safety measures are introduced, including upgraded wiring and additional backup systems in the fleet.
The incident prompts the aviation industry to take a closer look at emergency landing protocols and safety measures.
Captain Kumar and Officer Reddy are honored at a special ceremony for their calm and quick thinking during the crisis.
Public opinion shifts, with many now viewing the flight crew as heroes and the airline as a symbol of resilience.
Air India implements new flight safety protocols to enhance the security of all flights moving forward.
The Indian government releases a statement confirming its support for Air India's recovery efforts.
Air India introduces customer loyalty programs to reassure passengers that their safety is the airline's top priority.
The airline starts offering advanced training for flight crews in crisis management, ensuring that they're ready for any emergency.
Aircraft manufacturers and airlines worldwide review their systems to ensure no similar failures occur.
As the world continues to celebrate their efforts, Captain Kumar and Officer Reddy remain humble about their heroism.
Other major airlines follow Air India's lead, tightening their safety protocols and introducing additional backup systems.
The media spotlight begins to shift away from Air India, but the lessons learned from this incident continue to shape the future of aviation.
The official report concludes that the aircraft was well maintained, but the failure was due to an unforeseeable fault in the wiring system.
Air India strengthens its commitment to safety, introducing new training modules for flight crews and engineers.
The airline invests in cutting-edge technology, such as predictive maintenance software, to prevent future incidents.
Although the crisis has passed, media outlets continue to track the long-term effects of Air India 101 on aviation safety.
Air India begins upgrading its fleet with enhanced safety features and backup systems for all future flights.
In a rare interview, the pilots reflect on their experience, emphasizing the importance of teamwork and training during the emergency.
The investigation into the incident is finalized, and the results are shared with the public, ensuring full transparency.
New safety guidelines are implemented across the airline industry, based on the lessons learned from Air India 101's emergency. Flight crews around the world undergo enhanced training programs to prepare for extreme emergency situations like the one faced by Air India 101.
Flight crews around the world undergo enhanced training programs to prepare for extreme emergency situations like the one faced by Air India 101.
Airlines worldwide quickly respond, revamping their emergency protocols and preparing their teams for more efficient crisis management.
Public opinion gradually shifts in favor of Air India, with many praising the quick response and professionalism of the crew. Through transparency and improved safety measures, Air India begins to regain the trust of its passengers.
Captain Kumar and First Officer Reddy receive awards from various aviation organizations for their life-saving actions.
The incident leads to the development of new aircraft systems designed to automatically alert pilots to potential mechanical failures.
Air India presents its findings at a global aviation safety forum, sharing their experience and contributing to global standards.
As a result of the incident, the new safety measures adopted by Air India become industry standards, setting a new benchmark for safety.
Passengers who were on board expressed their gratitude to the crew, praising them for their calmness during the terrifying ordeal.
News of Air India 101's heroic landing spreads globally, inspiring aviation professionals worldwide.
Passengers are interviewed about their bravery and the way they helped each other during the flight's most tense moments.
Aviation experts and investigators ALIF praise the flight crew's swift and decisive actions in preventing further disaster.
As a direct result of this incident, airlines across the globe begin overhauling their safety systems and procedures.
Air India pledges to continue improving its aircraft maintenance and crew training to ensure the safety of its passengers.
The government steps in, introducing new aviation regulations to ensure the safety of both passengers and crew on every flight.
Air India receives accolades from international aviation bodies for their handling of the crisis.
Despite the early doubts, passenger confidence in Air India grows as their safety record improves.
The upgraded safety systems developed by Air India become the gold standard, adopted by airlines worldwide.
Air India's resilience is showcased to the world, with a major boost in its customer satisfaction ratings.
The legacy of Air India 101's flight crew lives on, inspiring a new generation of pilots and aviation professionals.
The crisis teaches the entire industry the importance of preparation, training, and teamwork in critical moments.
With its reputation restored, Air India begins expanding its fleet, confident in its improved safety protocols. Airlines worldwide recognize the efforts of Air India's flight crew and adopt similar training for their own pilots.
The final report on Air India 101 is released, highlighting the importance of technology, human skill.
The impact of this incident continues to resonate worldwide, with lasting changes to global aviation safety.
The government plays a key role in overseeing new aviation policies and funding research into safety innovations.
Aviation safety conferences are held globally, with Air India 101 becoming a central discussion point for improving airline safety protocols.
The heroic actions of the flight crew inspire both veterans and newcomers to the aviation industry to prioritize safety above all else.
Innovations in aircraft safety, such as real-time diagnostic monitoring, become commonplace in airlines worldwide.
1 year later, Air India celebrates its recovery with a record year of safe flights and customer satisfaction.
Air India 101's emergency landing becomes a case study in aviation safety, used in training worldwide.
Reflecting on the journey, Air India has not only recovered but thrived, setting an example for the entire aviation industry.
With the changes, Air India has vastly improved the flight experience for passengers, ensuring peace of mind during every journey.
New safety initiatives inspired by the crisis are now mandatory across the aviation industry, saving lives.
The aviation world officially recognizes Air India's efforts, awarding the airline with several international safety awards.
In the end, Air India 101's story teaches us all that safety, teamwork, and preparation are the keys to survival.
Air India 101's legacy lives on, not as a tragic incident, but as a story of human resilience and the will to survive.